Good to have you with us.
Want to bring in New Hampshire Senator Kelly Ayotte now live from Capitol Hill, and good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
Your reaction on what we're hearing so far and what you're hearing from your colleagues there in the Senate.
Well, this is a horrible terrorist attack. Obviously, our prayers go out to France and to those that have been affected by this. But this really highlights the danger that we face from terrorists. And obviously, as we look at the situation with ISIS, there have been thousands of foreign fighters that have joined ISIS. We don't yet know who is responsible for this attack, and they need to be brought to justice. But that said, those foreign fighters are of deep concern for us because, for example, France, many have gone to the fight and joined in Syria and Iraq. The problem is that we have a visa waiver program with France, and so if we don't have track of all those individuals, they could also travel to the United States of America. So this is critical that we get control over who these people are and make sure that they can not only go back and affect countries like France, like we unfortunately saw terribly with what happened in Paris, but also our country.
About 30 minutes ago, Peter King made a similar point, and he basically says you have to find them before they find you. And
That's
to
right.
many looking in, it appears to be easier said than done.
Well, that's true, but one of the ways we find them first is good intelligence, and we need to be making sure that when we do capture terrorists, that we fully interrogate them, find out what they know, and make sure that we are developing good intelligence on not only ISIS, Al-Qaeda, all the affiliated groups, and making sure that that intelligence is shared among our allies as well.
And on that point, do our laws today, does our administration support the same?
Well, I'm really concerned. I think as one of the issues I've been working on is they've been seeking to release those that are in Gitmo right now. And if you look at the group that is in Gitmo and has been released from Gitmo, 30% of those are suspected or have re-engaged in terrorism. And so the issue is, why do we need Gitmo? One reason is we should have a place that's secure to interrogate terrorists that we capture. Instead, they've been putting them on ships. They have not had a intelligence gathering policy that will allow us to fully interrogate terrorists who are captured. And that concerns me when we think about the events of this morning and making sure that we know what they're going to do before they do it.
127 remain at Gitmo. It is thought that the White House would like that bring that number down to around 60 or perhaps 80. And at that point, it becomes cost prohibitive to keep them there.
Right.
And the economics no longer make any sense. I know you've heard that argument. Will that argument be successful for the administration?
I don't think it will be successful in this Congress, and I will tell you that it's pretty obvious what they're trying to do. The president's trying to fulfill a campaign promise. Here's the problem. They've released 27 since May, 15 just in December, 4 released to Afghanistan. The 4 they released to Afghanistan were previously reported to be high risk, which means high risk of re-engagement for terrorism. And what we've heard is that they've gone back to their homes. So this is a real risk of people who we had captured getting back in the fight against not only our troops, our allies, and that's real American lives at risk. And let's not forget the Taliban 5, how dangerous those individuals were. And I think they are accounting to us about what their whereabouts are and whether any of them have gotten back into the battle.
But you know, many of those at Gitmo right now are from Yemen, and that country is in some cases has been on fire depending on the week.
It's been a mess. In fact, in the last 24 hours, there was a suicide attack in the capital of Yemen that killed 33 people. And the administration has actually lifted the prohibition on transferring former Gitmo detainees to Yemen. I've been trying to push to reinstate that prohibition because there's no way the security situation, the Al-Qaeda attacks, the presence of Al-Qaeda have gotten worse in Yemen, not better.
Kelly Ayotte, thank you for your time. Republican out of New Hampshire.
Thanks.